risking the further injury and having that extended. So if there's any sort of question as to that, I totally think that I'm cool with letting some of the younger guys. Really encouraged to see Brinson's numbers up there. Even guys like you just mentioned, Brooks and Wooden, have just, I believe, taken a massive step in their reliability and just them becoming professionals.
Yeah, definitely the DeMarcus Covington effect. You can just tell it's making an impact. So we got Emilio joining us now. Let's jump on to kicker talk here. Emilio, you doing okay, buddy? You all right, man?
Yeah, no, yeah. All I was going to add to that, the D-line talk was Hafley was saying, at some point you're going to need to have depth. So at least right now with D Wyatt out, you get the extra reps for Brinson, for Wooden, for Stackhouse, like you're saying. Just get those reps. You see the guys getting better. You see them getting that actual playing time in the game. Once Wyatt comes back, all right, cool. Maybe you dial the snaps back. But again, later on in the year, you're probably going to need him again. We're probably going to have to lean on him. Who was the running back for our Super Bowl run? Horns up, baby, Starks. You know what I mean? So it's like you don't even plan for it. It just happens.
Absolutely, man. Jacob knows all about that. Anyway, let's move it along. His 1987 says, finally, kicker talk. That's right. Nobody even had a super chat for it either, man. How about that? Rob Demovsky had tweeted out a little update here from Rich Bisaccia on Brandon McManus, how he looked kicking today. Quote, we'll see how he feels tomorrow. It was good to see him out there kicking and feeling like he can complete practice. Okay. Now, when he first came out, he had this thing, had his leg wrapped, and then, of course, he took that off. I didn't see any video of him kicking. I combed through. Maybe I overlooked it. Here's a clip that Wes Hodkiewicz had tweeted out. I'll go ahead and just kind of let it roll here a little bit if I can get it muted. Brandon McManus, right quad, appears to be practicing today, but the Packers weren't kicking yet during portion of practice open to the media. So there you go. Devontae Wyatt was practicing in pads. We talked about that. No Dontavion Wicks or Lucas Van Ness. So you can pretty much write them off this week, I would imagine. However, Brandon McManus being out there, what do you think, guys? Do you think there's a realistic shot that Brandon McManus is going to play Sunday? Do you think they just move forward with Haversick one more time here? Obviously, there's nothing to this video, just them kind of lining up and going through the process a little bit. When he came out, though, Emilio, he had that quad wrapped up, right? Mm-hmm. And he took that wrap off. And, of course, the media, I guess, had to leave if he continued to kick outside. But I'm okay with Haversick. But I will say this, man. You guys know my brother was a big Steelers fan before he passed away. Watched a lot of Steelers games with him. Man, Acrisure, or I'm still going to call it Heinz Field.
Yeah.
It gets a little ugly in that open end, man. That wind is rough. So I would love to have McManus if he's 100%. The question is he going to be 100%, right?
Yeah, cold and windy over there. New turf probably as well. So and then Matt was saying, I'm pretty sure Pitt has a home game there Saturday. So it's going to get beat up a little bit. What's the footing like? Do you want to push that? And I'm sure it'll be a game time decision for him. But I just love Rich at the end. Turns it right after the snap. He turns around, looks right at the camera. Yep, that's all you guys are getting. And all right, huddle up, everybody. Good job. So
Brandon was 10 of 10 after the camera shut off.
Absolutely. I good kicker problem. Yeah. If he's still a little hurt, let's play it safe for another week, man.
Yeah, I think it just becomes a roster spot concern, right?
Yeah.
Like, can you suit two up for a game? Can you hold two spots? I think it's McMoney's spot to lose. Obviously, you're going to trust the veteran. That's why we extended him. That's why he's here. He alluded to having a similar issue with the quad on the kicking leg, I believe, when he kicked I think it was when he was with Denver. So he's played through stuff like this before. You want to give him every opportunity to go out there and, make some field goals for you. But Haversick is looking good. I'm sorry, Haversick. I call him Haversick. Haversick's been looking good. So like Emilio said, it's a good problem to have, right? I mean, either way, if we're going to put a 80% Brandon McManus out there or 100% Haversick out there, I'm happy either way. Let's just hope the field holds up. I tell you, the surface at Pittsburgh is not going to look as clean as Ray Nitschke Field surface right there in this clip.
Right.
For sure.
Next time the reporters are there, I want to know what are we cutting that thing at, Tim? I mean, that's got to be 1.5 inches, maybe 1.25 inches. It's just crispy.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the grounds crew. Man, they're phenomenal over there.
Love it.
Jake, if you got anything you want to add to the kicker talk here, sir, I know you're the kicker expert here.
Yeah, definitely the expert. I just love Deadfish comment. He goes, "How big is 19?" I believe that's Waylon, right? He is a big boy. Isn't he like 6'6" or something? Even maybe a little tad.
I thought he was 6'5", I thought, but I do know this. for a punter, his RAS, relative athletic score, is in like the upper 9s. There it is. Yeah.
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 We'll take it.
And again,
in case we need a 5th or 6th string tight end, we got one. You never know.
and the long snapper, Orzik, just loves the fact that he's that tall. Like, you can't miss that cat with a snap, right?
Yep.
Love to see it. All right, let's just jump into the rest of the injury report, and we'll move along real quick, give you an update on everything else. So Aaron Banks, Anthony Belton, and Nate Hobbs all full participation. So Anthony Belton will be back this week. That's really exciting. Josh Jacobs, Xavier McKinney, both limited. Brandon McManus went from did not participate Wednesday to limited. That was planned. He was going to kick anyway, right? Jordan Morgan, good to go. Zach Tom, limited. He'll be good to go. Lucas Van Ness did not participate. He'll be out, I believe. Quay Walker, full participation. Christian Watson, limited, along with Evan Williams and Devontae Wyatt. And then Dontavion Wicks did not participate with the Caps. So, again, I think that's pretty straightforward. The people that did not participate, I think they're going to be out this week. I really do. So, is there anything else you guys want to add to that side of the injury report before we move on? Good?
I just think it's great to have Belton back. Just have a little bit more, I guess, that offensive line. I just want him to find some continuity and have a sturdy, rotation of backups that we can trust. I'd like to figure out a way where we can keep guys in single positions and not moving them all over that line. Give them a chance to get comfortable, to play next to guys that they're comfortable playing with. I think having him back in the mix is a big deal.
Yeah, I'm all for it, man. Let's take the Escalade out to Pittsburgh. Get a dub. I love it. Gives us a little bit more depth. That kind of offensive line's been kind of shaky as far as availability, not as far as play. I think guys are doing what they can out there, but getting a consistent line together is something that's just kind of happened these last couple of weeks. So the more depth we can have there, I'm happy. And then I would agree with Clay. I think Tay Wicks, LVN are definitely out for sure. Possibly another name on this list, like a McMoney, like we just talked about. But good to see Nate Hobbs went from limited to full. That's a good sign as well on this report.
Yep. Not too worried about the knee. Matt was saying that they don't expect to see Wicks out there at practice this week. So yeah, that's right there with y'all. Let's just keep him, move on, and
right on time. Right, Scoot might come back.
And that's the crazy thing. Like when we started the season, we had 3 or 4 people on the sideline when we were playing our preseason games, and we get a couple healthy, then another one goes down, then you get somebody back, and it's going to be like that the whole year. Just a perfect rotation somehow. It's all timed up right. But excited about the list getting a little bit shorter.
Almost as if it really makes sense what Goody did to load up this receiver room. When you look at the revolving door of injuries that come with playing in the NFL, it's good to have the depth in the receiver room that we have.
Yeah, definitely. Last one here. Caldwell Corner says, I can't remember. Was Wicks a calf in training camp as well? I can't remember either, Caldwell. Yep. I can't. I'm trying to think if it definitely was him. Is that right?
I believe it. I saw it with my own eyes. I saw it wrapped up during camp. And
okay.
I think he had an ankle off and on too as well. I'm not sure if it's the same leg, but he's been dealing with the nagging calf issue since I believe OTAs.
Got it. And on Pittsburgh's side, man, this took a little bit of a turn here. We're talking about potentially getting Devontae Wyatt back, Jacob. And notice Zach Frazier, their starting center. He's got a calf injury. Wednesday he was limited. Thursday, today, did not participate. So he's trending towards maybe not playing unless they just said, all right, we've seen enough. Let's sit you out until game time. That could be the case too. But if they're down their starting center, Zach Frazier, with Devontae Wyatt potentially coming back, that could spell some serious pressure up the middle on Aaron Rodgers. As we all know firsthand, the way you play Aaron Rodgers is 2-man under and make him run you out of that 2-man under. If they stick with the pass and 2-man under and you get pressure in his face, you can make it a long day for old Aaron Rodgers. However, Zach Frazier ain't in there, Jacob. That kind of perks me up a little bit, man. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Zach Frazier, one of the best young, talented centers in the league. I believe me and Tim, I thought, had high draft grades on him. Definitely one of the guys that I would have liked to see in green and gold. However, now he's in the opposite side of the spectrum this week. Like to your point, man, and what better way to kind of get Rodgers frazzled if he doesn't have a consistent center? We've seen how that can sometimes mess up his kind of cadence, the way that he likes to have the ball snapped, breaking the huddle, the whole 9 yards, his hard count, everything can affect that. to go back again to Micah Parsons, they asked, when you go against a guy like Rodgers, what do you have to do? Because he's seen everything. He goes, I got to get in his face. And if he can get in his face with the help of Devontae Wyatt in the middle, him coming off the edge, forcing Rodgers to step up. As much as I love Rodgers' play, the old man can't really move around in the pocket the way he used to. He's got a little hitch in his giddy up. You know what I mean? Kind of like when the girls get old, I got to retire them. But, it's going to be an interesting matchup. And I think that a lot of people overlook the importance of a center. I know that I was one of those people until I got involved with this podcast and realized that it really is kind of the second quarterback of that defense, calling out certain protections, alerting, obviously, the quarterback of certain situations where they got to get the snap off quick. Having that consistent camaraderie is, I think, really underrated when you start missing a guy like Zach Frazier.
Jacob, do y'all have a pup list over at the club?
Yeah, it's kind of the same as the do not enter list. I don't want them ratchet girls coming in here if they can't work the pole. You know what I mean?
Do that, you're going to get your ass kicked in that.
That's right, Coach.
I got a business to run. Say it's charity. Although
Scared money don't make money.
Charity is on IR, just in case you guys were wondering.
That's the best drop of the night right there. Scared money don't make money.
Talks.
Said, Jacob, I got to call in tonight. Scared money don't make money. Get in here. All right, so there you go. There's your Steelers injury list. I don't see anything else here, Emilio. Do you, man? Everything looks kind of, obviously you got a couple of veteran rest players, but I think everybody's pretty much good to go there. Other than, like I said, Zach Frazier is what really sticks out.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see game time, man.